Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your #1 source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Air Force One lands in Raleigh at 2 a.m. Plans for the president's rally later today, the traffic impact to follow, and the big names expected to be here.
And President Biden is here in the Triangle just hours after he faced off with former President Donald Trump in the first presidential debate.
By the time he left, things were in chaos, literally chaos.
He has not done a good job. He's done a poor job, and inflation's killing our country.
Their stances on the key issues and reaction to what many saw as a poor performance from President Biden.
And our dew point just jumped back up to 70. It's a warm and sticky start this morning with a small chance for storms later this afternoon. But over the weekend, that chance goes up. I'll show you when we'd have a better chance of seeing rain.
And crews responded to an early morning fire at a home. The damage left behind after firefighters were able to control it. That is one of many stories we will get to you on your Friday morning here. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle McConaughey in for an H2.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Thanks for making us part of your Friday here. Beautiful sunrise right on us here behind us, and lots to get to today. We'll start with Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center as we get ready for the weekend and a more muggy heat.
Yeah, I wish I could say, everything's going to change over the weekend and it'll feel so much better, but it won't. Actually, we're going to probably go the other direction. We take a live look at Roxborough this morning. Pretty sunrise, a little bit of cloud cover out there in a few places. It is 75 in the Triangle with a dew point of 70, and that number may go up this afternoon, making it feel like even stickier. You know, we did not even hit 90s yesterday. We hit 88 officially at RDU. You could tell it was feeling a little better, but we're at 75 now in the Triangle, 70 in Southern Pines and Rocky Mountain, 67 up in South Hill. Will likely feel like around 100 to 102 this afternoon with the heat index, and we do have a small chance for thunderstorms. Let's walk through that quickly for you. We'll kick things off here at noon with partly cloudy skies, and into the afternoon, just a few tiny showers or thunderstorms pop up. Nothing that's going to cause any sort of dent in our drought situation, which I'll show you coming up in just a few minutes. A high of 93. It's not that our temperatures will be that much hotter over the weekend, but our humidity climbs and climbs. I'll show you when we could have another heat advisory coming up. Ken?
All right, 6:01, Elizabeth. A pleasant and quiet start to your morning commute, unlike the forecast, right? Heat and humidity. Nothing but green showing up on a map this morning, which is a good thing. We're seeing the I-40, the Beltline, all free and clear this morning. I want to get you out outside and show you what's going on at I-40 and Airport Boulevard. This is one of the roadways that will be impacted by the president's visit later on today. Coming up about 10 minutes, I'll let you know how that could affect your morning commute later today and into this afternoon.
All right, thank you, Ken. President Joe Biden is in Raleigh this morning, hours after a debate performance that even some Democrats are criticizing. He struggled with his talking points on the big issues, and former President Donald Trump is also on the campaign trail after that debate. He'll be at a rally near Norfolk later today. We'll take a closer look at the debate in just a bit, but first let's check in with WRAL's Kelsey Coffey at the State Fairgrounds. Kelsey, Biden will be there for a rally later today, looking to rebound from last night.
Michelle, exactly. And it's going to be a quick turnaround from last night's debate. The president and first lady landed here in Raleigh just a few hours ago, and they're set to have a campaign rally here inside of the Jim Graham building at the State Fairgrounds later today. Our crews were there when dozens of supporters welcomed the Bidens at RDU. Air Force One arrived at the airport around 2 a.m. We're working to confirm what time the rally will start, but hip-hop artists Fat Joe and E40 are expected to join the Bidens today in Raleigh. The president and first lady are scheduled to head to New York City after the rally. They will attend an official event and campaign reception there. We'll have live crews here throughout the morning and afternoon, so if you want to stay up to date on everything related to the president's visit, you can do that on air and online at WRAL.com. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Last night's debate was a memorable one, but for supporters of President Joe Biden, maybe not for the right reasons. The debate has left some Democrats saying they are panicked over his shaky performance. At times, he struggled to talk, mostly summoning a weak, raspy voice, repeatedly tripped over words early in the debate. In NBC News post-debate coverage, Kristen Welker broke it all down.
There's no way to sugarcoat this. This night got off to a tough start for President Biden. He delivered a performance that was at times halting. At times he seemed to lose his train of thought. At times he started to talk about one topic, for example, the economy, and then shifted to Afghanistan.
People close to the Biden campaign say he is suffering from a cold right now. His campaign defended his performance, saying he offered a positive and winning vision for America.
Republicans, meanwhile, are celebrating what they consider to be a strong showing by Trump. Both he and Biden pushed their policies on abortion, immigration, and the economy. The first question of the debate was about inflation under the Biden administration. And the moderators first posed the question to President Biden, who talked about the economy he inherited after Trump left office. We'll give you that statement first, followed by former President Trump's response.
The economy collapsed. There were no jobs. Unemployment rate rose to 15%. It was terrible. And so what we had to do is try to put things back together again. And that's exactly what we began to do.
We get a lot of credit for the economy, a lot of credit for the military, and no wars and so many other things. Everything was rocking good. But the thing we never got the credit for, and we should have, is getting us out of that COVID mess.
And Trump was asked if he will honor the results of the election no matter who wins. Trump said that he would, quote, if it is fair. Analysts say that Trump made some false claims during the debate, but was much less aggressive than in past debates. And Republican Senator Tom Tillis shared his thoughts about the debate on X. He posted, quote, Trump brought his A game tonight. Biden shouldn't have even wasted his time suiting up. Not even close.
A flash poll conducted by CNN found 67% of voters thought Trump won the debate. 33% thought Biden won. Prior to the debate, 55% of those same voters thought Trump would turn in a better performance. Be sure to stick with WRAL throughout the day for coverage of President Biden's visit here in Raleigh. And we'll have full coverage breaking down everything that happened in last night's debate on WRAL.com. That includes a fact check of each of the candidates' statements from our partners at PolitiFact.
A long-standing Fayetteville landmark goes up in flames. Fire crews say they were able to knock down a fire at Rogers and Breeze Crematory, that's on North Street, but not before it caused some major damage. The funeral home has been serving the Fayetteville community since before 1900. Crews responded about 8:30 last night. They found fire coming out of the roof of the single-story building. They have not determined what caused the fire. There are no reports of any injuries.
Well, another fire. Firefighters here are working to learn what caused the fire at a workshop in Moore County. Several fire departments responded to this scene on NC Highway 73 just before 1 a.m. Officials say that workshop was fully engulfed in flames when they got there. Smoke was also coming from a nearby garage that had a pickup truck and a motorcycle in it. Crews were able to put out the flames, but the workshop and the garage were badly damaged, as well as the two vehicles. No one was hurt.
And now to a story that WRAL has been covering for months now, the deaths of these two children. The adoptive mother of Blake and London Devon stood before a judge Wednesday, a day after her arrest. Avante Devon seemed calm as she entered the courtroom and stood before the judge. The charges against her include 2 counts of first-degree murder, concealment of death, kidnapping, and felony child abuse. Investigators say that Blake and London Devon are dead. They had been missing for years, but Avante never reported them missing. Authorities say they found a metal burn barrel with partial human remains. They believe the children were physically abused by their adoptive mother. Investigators say London Devon died of starvation and neglect, and the Cumberland County District Attorney says the case is one of the most heinous he has ever prosecuted.
All of us have soft spots for children, and the cases with children are the most difficult that we deal with. So the fact that this involved allegations of the abuse and the death of children was certainly the thing that grabbed my attention first, particularly the manner in which the allegations suggest that they died.
Avante Devon is being held without bond at the Cumberland County Detention Center. She could face the death penalty if convicted on the murder charges.
Turning to Olympic news, another Raleigh native is on her way to the Paris Olympics. Veronica Fraley qualified for Team USA in the discus last night at the track and field trials in Oregon. She was born and raised in Raleigh, went to Wakefield High School. She goes to Vanderbilt University, and earlier this month, she won the college national championship in that event. Dylan Beard trains at NC State. He's been supporting his Olympic dreams by working at a Walmart deli in Wake Forest, but he didn't qualify for the final in the 110-meter hurdles. It's such a great story. He finished 15th in the semifinal races.
Well, coming up, some people in Cary have their concerns about a proposed new development, why they aren't getting behind plans for a new construction at Waverly Place.
Former police officers are now facing criminal charges in the 2022 Uvalde school shooting. The indictment handed up by a grand jury charging police for their botched response.
And we take a look at our forecast. Highs in the 90s, of course. It's going to feel hot this afternoon, but even hotter potentially Saturday and Sunday. The heat index could rise to the point of a heat advisory. I'll show you what to expect.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:12. Look at this gorgeous sunrise in progress here at Carolina Beach. If you're headed to the beaches over the weekend, look at the rip current danger. Looks better than it did last weekend. You always want to check before you go. It's looking moderate from, say, the Outer Banks back down toward around Surf City, but fairly low around our southeast beaches. We take a look at the beach forecast. Inland, it's going to be hot. New Bern at 92, but along the beaches, temperatures should be in the mid to upper 80s. It looks fairly dry. Isolated thunderstorms mostly inland from the coast, but there is a front that comes through on Sunday. And so late in the day, there may be a few isolated thunderstorms. Same thing in the mountains, just isolated thunderstorms through the afternoon. If you get up in the highest elevations, Grandfather Mountain looking at 71 for tomorrow and 74 on Sunday.
Happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, we've got a really quiet start this Friday morning to your commute. All the major routes are delay-free this morning, which is a good thing, is what you want to hear this time of the morning. Of course, we've been reporting that President Biden is in town today. Expect some road closures and delays around his remarks, which are scheduled for maybe around 12:30 at the State Fairgrounds. Of course, all these roadways around the airport and near the State Fairgrounds could be affected. We'll keep you posted.
President Joe Biden's visit to North Carolina today is the latest sign of how important the battleground state is to his re-election campaign. The president hopes his rally at the State Fairgrounds in Raleigh today can help him buck history. No Democrat presidential candidate has won the state since Barack Obama in 2008. However, Biden had some reasons to be optimistic. Trump's 1.3% margin of victory was the smallest of any state the Republican won in 2020. For the latest on Biden's visit, you can go to the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com.
Two former Uvalde School District police officers are now facing criminal charges. A grand jury handed up the indictment yesterday against former police chief Pete Arredondo and former officer Adrian Gonzalez. They face felony charges of abandoning and endangering a child. Earlier this year, the Justice Department released a report finding law enforcement officers botched their response to the 2022 shooting. 19 children and 2 teachers died.
Some people in Cary are pushing back over a proposal to redevelop the Waverly Place shopping center. The town held a public hearing on the plan last night. Developers want to turn it into a mixed-use development, including stores and housing. The plaza currently has shops, restaurants, and a movie theater, and some people who live nearby say that's all it needs. Real estate group Hines wants to put in hundreds of housing units, commercial space, and a structured parking lot. People who oppose the project say they're hesitant to get behind it without knowing what the end result will be.
We don't know if it's 4 stories, it's 7 stories. 7 stories is bigger than the hospital across the street. It is a god-awful eyesore for the people who live in jail.
A petition opposing the rezoning has gotten about 900 signatures. Town council says it'll take that feedback from the meeting and forward it to the Planning and Zoning Board.
The Carolina Hurricanes are staying in Raleigh for another 20 years. The owners of PNC Arena have given final approval to a lease extension with the team, and along with it, the vision for a much larger entertainment district around the arena. The new deal allows the team to develop a total of 80 acres of land around that arena, and the vision includes restaurants, a hotel, a Live Nation music venue, and housing. Hurricanes owner Tom Dundon says it will be a world-class experience. The arena itself will also be renovated under a separate agreement that was approved last year. That work is expected to start next summer.
There are a lot of events headed our way this weekend in the Triangle.
Yeah, we have your out and about best bets, including one way your family can take a break from all of this heat. Lego fans will want to head to the Raleigh Convention Center this weekend for Brick Universe. This fan exhibit will include exhibits. The event will include exhibits, building zones, and lots of Lego merchandise. General admission tickets are available for Saturday and Sunday. Tickets start at $20 at the door.
Also on Saturday, there'll be more than 50 food trucks on Fayetteville Street for the downtown Raleigh Food Truck Rodeo. It's from noon to 6 p.m. Admission is free. Bring your appetite. This is always a popular event.
And on Sunday, there will be a Pride event at downtown Cary Park. Pride in the Park is from noon to 4 p.m. This event is open to the public and includes family-friendly activities like lawn games, arts and crafts, friendship bracelet making, bubbles, and temporary tattoos. And for more on these events and others this weekend, go to WRAL.com and search Out and About. We do have some rain chances for this weekend, and we sure need it. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner showing us the drought status. I mean, it is moderate.
It is something that is highly unusual. We went to nothing showing up on the map 2 weeks ago to last week abnormally dry and this week moderate drought. It doesn't usually happen that fast. I am tracking a front that'll come through that'll bring us some showers and thunderstorms for Sunday, but it'll take a while, most likely, to get us back to drought free. So last week we had no moderate drought across the state, and now 52% of the state is moderately has moderate drought. If we take a look at what's happening out there right now, looking at partly cloudy skies, we'll have a small chance for showers and thunderstorms later today. We have a cold front that's stalled to our south, and of course ahead of it, we're looking at just a few isolated showers or thunderstorms that could develop later on today. It's not going to be much. A lot of us won't even see that, but we do have a better chance on Sunday. Our next front comes through. We'll see some scattered showers and thunderstorms possibly lingering into Monday. Sunday morning is likely to be fairly dry, maybe a sprinkle or two, and then the cold front arrives late in the afternoon and into the evening, and we see some pretty good coverage, especially from the Triangle area south and east. That may linger into early Monday, and then the front moves offshore and takes the rain along with it. Boy, we certainly need it. On Sunday, we have a level 1 risk for severe storms, so damaging wind, especially really from the Triangle area eastward, is what the models are showing. Some heavy rain, hopefully, and possibly some hail as well. How much rainfall in the next 5 days, which is really going to be isolated showers and thunderstorms, and then that better chance on Sunday. Anywhere from half an inch in the north to as much as an inch in our southern counties, and then sort of, 3/4 of an inch around the Triangle is what we're looking at. And that will be helpful for sure. A little sunshine popping up there in Goldsboro, looking pretty. Some clouds in Apex and partly cloudy. Beautiful here in Chapel Hill right now, courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant. And of course, there's Fayetteville at our newsroom. Tropics are getting very active at this point. We're watching what's happening over here off the coast of Africa. 2 systems, actually. One of them, the one that's farther to the west, has about a 30% chance of developing. But the one there in orange, a 90% chance that this will develop in the next 7 days. Beryl is the next name, so likely to be Tropical Storm Beryl and possibly Hurricane Beryl by the time we get to next weekend as it moves there into the Caribbean. And another one developing there potentially in the Gulf of Mexico with a 30% chance in the next 7 days. Around here, we're seeing a fairly moderate day today. It's going to feel like around 100, but Saturday and Sunday, that heat index could go above 105. We'll talk about whether or not we could have a heat advisory for either one of those days. Coming up, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We just got this report of a crash. We'll get to that in just a minute. But all your major routes this morning are delay-free right now. I want to mention the president's visit coming in this afternoon. The president will be at the State Fairgrounds for Raleigh midday this afternoon. We will keep you posted in terms of what's going to happen, but expect road closures and delays around the route when the president goes to the State Fairgrounds. And of course, when he goes back to RDO International Airport, that's usually the case, maybe an hour before 12:30, an hour after 12:30. We'll keep you posted here in the WRAL Traffic Center. This is one of the roadways that will no doubt be affected this afternoon. I-40 and Airport Boulevard. We don't know the specific route because of security reasons. We'll definitely keep you posted when it comes to the president's visit and how it could affect your morning commute. This crash just happened about 20 minutes ago. We're talking about the Apex Police working this crash. It's on Williams Street in northbound lanes near Highway 1. Not really seeing any delays in the area. We are seeing a little bit of brake tapping going on right now, likely as a result of that crash, but we'll keep you posted. Of course, if you're listening to to us on the radio. We appreciate that. And when you're heading out, you want to do the same, you can do so at 99.3 FM in Raleigh and 96.5 FM in Durham.
Well, here's one for you. An unusual police chase in North Carolina. Officers try to track down a stolen Amazon truck in a chase that spanned 2 counties.
And history made at the NBA draft. The pick that has a lot of people talking this morning. That's coming up in What's Trending.
And here's a look at your winning NC Education lottery numbers.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
A familiar face is joining LeBron James on the LA Lakers roster. His son.
Yeah, Ken Smith here now with What's Trending, Ken.
You know, people have been talking about this for a long time now. The Lakers took Bronny James at the 55th pick in the draft last night. He and LeBron will be the first father-son duo ever to play in the NBA at the same time, let alone the same team. Jeff and Michelle.
Yeah, so I covered LeBron when he was in high school. He did not have a dad in the picture, and by all accounts, he is a good dad to his 3 kids, and it's L.A. This is a Hollywood story, let's face it. I don't know if it'll win games for him, but...
somebody is writing that script as we speak.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a good story.
Well, how about this? I'm a little skeptical about this. Dolly Parton trolls Ryan Reynolds in a new ad for Welcome to Wrexham. Parton claims she doesn't know who Reynolds is. What? After opening a gift from him, a Wrexham AFC scarf.
I love it so much. I mean, listen, if there's anybody, I don't know if she's serious or not, but if there's anybody that you control, I'm sure she knows who Ryan Reynolds is. You control him, because if you've ever been on Ryan Reynolds' page, he is like the king of making, poking fun at people and making these jokes. So I love this. Him and McElhenney. I mean, it's great.
She knows who he is.
She knows who he
sure.
is.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Ken.
All right, well, take a look at this adorable baby otter spotted on an Outer Banks beach. Look how small. A National Park Service employee captured this photo of the pup exploring on Bodie Island Spit. River otters are actually quite common on the Outer Banks, typically in sound side waters. They usually keep their distance from humans, though.
Air Force One lands in Raleigh at 2 a.m. The plans for the president's rally today, the traffic impact to follow, and the big names we're expected to see here.
And taking a look at our chance for rain today, we need the rain desperately. Only a 20 or 30% chance of some showers and storms. But over the weekend, we'll have a better chance. I'll show you which day looks the wettest coming up.
And crews respond to an early morning fire at a home in Moore County. The damage that's left behind after they were able to put it out.